Really quick before the video starts, guys, I read all your comments on the last video and you were all really appreciative of me showing the sounds that I used and all the effects that I use. I noticed in a lot of other tutorials people don't really like to share that, but in my videos I'll make sure I show you everything I do, all the process I use to make these loops. But in saying that, let's get into the sample. Okay, so first off what I did was open up Contact and load up the Horns of Hell library. This has a really good dark organ sound that I like to use in a lot of my loops. I laid down this pattern with that. As you can see, it's very dark sounding. Effects wise for that, all I added was an EQ, cutting at the low ends, some reverb, halftime with the smooth knob turned down to 500 milliseconds, and some fin micro to give it some ambience. With all those effects, this is what it sounds like now. As you can see, it gives it a completely different vibe. Then after that, what I did was layer that sound with this serum bank. This is the bass gutter preset from the plug serum bank. It's the exact same melody, all I did was layer it, and that sounds like this. Effects wise, I used the exact same effects, some reverb, halftime on the same smooth knob turned down to 500 milliseconds, and some fin micro to give it some ambience. After all those effects, this is what it sounds like now. As you can see, it gives it a completely different vibe. Next, what I did from there was open up Contact and load up the Neue Pure preset. This is a really good piano for emotional loops, dark loops, all of the above. It's just a really good sounding piano. I then laid down this pattern with that. As you can see, it doesn't sound like much, but after I added some effects, cutting out some of the highs and a fin micro with a delay preset on it, this is what it sounds like now. It's really good just for a little bit of ear candy to make the loop sound more full and interesting. From there, what I did was open up a sub bass from Serum. This is the bass wave preset from the Adapt Serum bank, and just followed the root notes of the loop. It sounds like this. For effects, I didn't add any effects to that. All I did was make it stereo and turned it down quite a lot. From there, what I did was open up Contact again and layer that Serum bass with another piano bass. This is again the Neue Pure preset, and I just used the exact same notes with one of them flipped up an octave. This is really good just to switch up the loop and make it more interesting. That sounds like this. Effects wise for that, all I did was add an EQ that boosted some of the low end, just to make it hit a little bit harder. There, what I did was open up Splice and drag in this vocal loop. That pretty much makes the whole loop, to be honest. These are usually pretty hard to find, but Splice has a lot of really good sounds. That sounds like this. As you can see, very nice vocal chop. It's a really dark feel. All I did to that was add some reverb. That sounds like this now. From there, what I did was open up Serum again, and I used the Monk Choir preset from the default pads bank in Serum, and laid down the pattern that sounded like this. What I did from there was I actually exported it and reversed them, as you can see here. Pitched them up 12 semitones or an octave, and added no effects to that, and this is what it sounds like now. Okay, what I did from there was I actually took the original bass piano that we had here, exported that into a wave, and reversed it so that it hits just before the fifth bar. That sounds like this. This just gives it a lot of tension and makes it hit harder once the fifth bar comes back in. The last sound that I used was this one-shot kit from the Producer Grind Cadence kit. That kit's really good for all of the dark sounding loops. This particular one-shot sounds like this. Really ambient, really fits in the back of the loop, just makes it sound more full. And for that, all I did was add a delay, which sounds like this now. So that's all the sounds that I used. All together, this is what it sounds like. Yeah, well, that's pretty much it, guys. If you like this loop, if you like this tutorial, please make sure to show some love. Drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe. I'm new to this YouTube. It would really mean a lot to me if you guys subscribe. But anyway, yeah, on to the next one.